You have a choice: you can protect the life you already know, or you can become strong enough to build the life you actually want. For Taurus, that choice is more dangerous than it appears. People describe you as loyal, patient, dependable, and grounded. They admire your ability to remain calm when everyone else is falling apart. But what happens when patience becomes avoidance? What happens when loyalty becomes attachment? What happens when stability becomes a prison you refuse to leave? The darkest side of Taurus is not anger. It is not jealousy. It is not stubbornness alone. It is the ability to remain in the wrong situation for years simply because the situation feels familiar. You can survive almost anything, but sometimes, your greatest strength becomes the reason you tolerate what should have ended long ago. Most people think Taurus refuses to change because you are lazy. That is too simple. You do not fear hard work. In fact, you can outwork almost anyone when you believe the result is worth the effort. What you fear is instability. You fear investing your energy into something uncertain. You fear walking away from what you built, even when what you built no longer serves you, so you stay in the same job, you repeat the same routine, you remain loyal to the same people, you carry the same resentment, you tell yourself you are being patient, but deep down, you may be postponing the decision you already know you need to make. That is the hidden trap. You do not always destroy your progress through reckless action. Sometimes, you destroy it through inaction. You wait, you analyze, you endure, you convince yourself that tomorrow will feel safer, but tomorrow becomes next month. Next month becomes next year. And eventually, the life you once chose becomes a life you feel trapped inside. The danger is not that you cannot move, the danger is that you can become comfortable while standing still. Your loyalty is one of your greatest qualities. When you care about someone, you do not disappear at the first sign of difficulty. You stay through discomfort. You give people time. You try to repair what others would quickly abandon. That is powerful, but loyalty without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. You may remain committed to people who stopped being committed to you. You may continue proving your value to someone who benefits from your patience but never respects your needs. You remember the history, you remember the promises, you remember who they were before everything changed, but history is not always a reason to stay. Sometimes, it is only evidence of how long you have been ignoring the truth. You cannot build a healthy future by worshipping an unhealthy past. Ask yourself honestly, are you loyal because the relationship is still meaningful, or because leaving would force you to admit that your investment did not produce the outcome you expected? That question hurts, but growth often begins with the question you have been avoiding. You like to know where you stand. You want plans, structure, consistency, and tangible results. You do not enjoy unnecessary chaos, and there is nothing wrong with that, but the dark side appears when your desire for stability turns into a need to control every outcome. You may reject opportunities because success is not guaranteed. You may dismiss new ideas because they challenge the system you already understand. You may hold tightly to routines that once protected you but now limit you. Control feels safe because uncertainty feels dangerous, but nothing significant is created. Without uncertainty, every entrepreneur who built something meaningful faced periods when the numbers did not make sense. Every athlete who reached an elite level trained without knowing whether the sacrifice would lead to victory. Every artist who produced original work risked criticism, rejection, and failure. They did not wait for certainty, they moved with courage. Success is rarely offered to the person who demands a guarantee before taking the first step. At some point, you must decide whether you want control or expansion. You cannot always have both. Taurus anger is often misunderstood. You may remain quiet through disappointment after disappointment. You absorb irritation. You avoid confrontation. You give warnings that other people do not take seriously. From the outside, you appear calm, but calm does not always mean peaceful. Sometimes, it means pressure is building. You remember every broken promise, every disrespectful comment, every moment when someone underestimated your patience. Then one day, the limit is reached. You do not simply react to what happened today. You react to everything you never addressed. That is why your anger can shock people, but explosive anger is often delayed communication. The lesson is not that you should become aggressive. The lesson is that you must speak before resentment becomes rage. Say what bothers you while your voice is still steady. Set the boundary before you feel forced to build a wall. A difficult conversation today can prevent a destructive confrontation tomorrow. silence is not always maturity. Sometimes, silence is fear wearing a calm expression. You already understand endurance. You know how to remain committed when something becomes difficult. You know how to work slowly, consistently, and patiently, but real discipline is not only about holding on. Sometimes, discipline means letting go. It means leaving the comfortable job and learning a valuable new skill. It means ending the relationship that repeatedly violates your standards. It means changing a routine that feels familiar but produces no progress. It means admitting that your old strategy no longer works. Think about the strongest leaders, athletes, and innovators in history. Their success did not come from repeating one method forever. They evolved. They adjusted. They abandoned strategies that had become obsolete. A champion does not stay loyal to a losing game plan simply because it worked 5 years ago. Neither should you. Consistency is powerful only when it is connected to the right direction. Walking faithfully in the wrong direction will not take you to the right destination. When you confront this darker side, you do not lose your Taurus strength, you refine it. Your patience becomes strategic instead of passive. Your loyalty becomes selective instead of automatic. Your routines become tools instead of chains. Your standards become boundaries instead of silent expectations. Imagine how powerful you become when your persistence is no longer wasted on situations that cannot grow. Imagine what happens when you invest your energy into people who respect it, work that rewards it, and goals that demand the best from you. You stop trying to convince everyone. You stop carrying dead weight. You stop confusing familiarity with alignment. That is when your natural determination becomes almost unstoppable. You were never meant to spend your strength preserving what is already broken. You were meant to use that strength to build something lasting. Start by identifying where comfort has replaced progress. Look at your career, relationships, health, finances, and daily routine. Where are you staying simply because leaving feels inconvenient? Where are you saying, "It is not that bad," when you should be asking, "Is this actually helping me grow?" Write down one area where you know change is overdue. Do not judge yourself. Do not create excuses. Just tell the truth. Awareness is the first interruption of a destructive pattern. You cannot change what you continue to defend. You do not need to destroy your entire routine overnight. You need to prove that discomfort will not destroy you. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Have the conversation you have been postponing. Apply for the opportunity you believe is slightly beyond your current level. Change one part of your schedule. Train your body when you would rather remain comfortable. Small acts of voluntary discomfort build psychological flexibility. Athletes do this through training. Entrepreneurs do it through risk. Artists do it by sharing work that might be rejected. Growth requires repeated exposure to uncertainty. The more often you choose controlled discomfort, the less control fear will have over you. One of your greatest traps is endless consideration. You keep collecting information because information delays commitment. Set a deadline. Give yourself a specific date to make the decision, not someday. Not when everything feels perfect. A real date. By Friday, you send the application. By the end of the month, you address the relationship. Within 7 days, you begin the new routine. A deadline turns intention into pressure, and pressure can turn thought into movement. Do not wait for complete confidence. Confidence often arrives after action, not before it. Ask yourself one question: would you choose this person, job, routine, or commitment again today? Not because of the years already invested, not because of guilt, not because of what other people expect. Would you choose it now? This question separates genuine loyalty from emotional obligation. Successful investors understand that money already spent should not determine whether they continue funding a failing project. The past investment is gone. The next decision must be based on future potential. Your time works the same way. Do not sacrifice another 5 years simply to justify the previous 5. Stop expecting people to read your silence. State your needs clearly. Say, "That does not work for me." Say, "I need this to change." Say, "I am no longer willing to continue this pattern." You do not need to shout to be strong. You do not need anger to make a boundary legitimate. Clear communication is not conflict. It is prevention. The earlier you speak, the less resentment you carry. The less resentment you carry, the more energy you have to build the life you actually want. You are not stubborn because you are weak. You become stubborn when you believe movement threatens your security. But real security does not come from keeping everything the same. it comes from knowing you can handle what happens when things change. That is the identity shift. You are not someone who avoids uncertainty, you are someone who prepares for it. You are not someone who remains loyal at any cost. You are someone who protects your energy and invests it wisely. You are not someone who waits until resentment takes control. You are someone who communicates early, clearly, and calmly. Your power is not just your ability to endure, your power is your ability to evolve without losing your foundation. For the next 7 days, challenge your attachment to comfort. Do one thing each day that your old self would postpone. Make one decision, set one boundary, change one routine, release one excuse, take one calculated risk, speak one uncomfortable truth, complete one task you have been avoiding. 7 days will not transform your entire life, but 7 days can prove that transformation is possible. At the end of the week, notice the difference. You may feel lighter, more alert, more confident, not because every problem disappeared, but because you stopped hiding from your own power. The choice is yours. You can stay comfortable and slowly become frustrated with the life you refuse to change, or you can face temporary discomfort and create a future that finally matches your potential. The dark side of Taurus is not that you are incapable of change, it is that you may wait until change becomes unavoidable. Do not wait for the relationship to collapse, do not wait for the opportunity to disappear, do not wait for frustration to become bitterness. Move while the choice is still yours. Your patience is powerful, your loyalty is rare, your determination can build extraordinary things. But those qualities need direction. Stop using your strength to tolerate what is draining you, use it to create what will elevate you. Face the truth. Make the decision. Take the step, because when you master your attachment to comfort, you do not just change one habit, you take control of your life. If this message challenged you, subscribe, share this video with someone who needs to hear it, and comment below. I choose growth over comfort. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Your next chapter begins with the decision you make today.